Now, some members of the opposition hit Malacanang for choosing Lucas Bersamin as to lead the Supreme Court.
They say Duterte should have appointed the most senior nominee, Associate Justice Antonio Carpio, considering that seniority was the basis for appointing Bersamin's predecessor. Marlene Alcaide has the report.
Newly minted Supreme Court Chief Justice Lucas Bersamin was also surprised that he was chosen as the country's top magistrate.
I just stand on my own personal record. I think that I have served the longest in the judiciary. If he appointed me, that should be the end of it. And I don't think that it will be fair to my colleagues to make a judgment in comparing them to me.
President Duterte's decision also came as a surprise, especially to the opposition. Recall that Duterte chose retired Chief Justice Teresita Leonardo de Castro on the basis of seniority or when the justices were appointed to the High Court. If that were the case, then Associate Justice Antonio Carpio would have gotten the post as he was appointed to the High Court in 2001. Following him is Justice Diosdado Peralta, who was appointed to the SC in January 2009, shortly after Bersamin joined their ranks in April of that year. The new Chief Justice, though, has served the longest in the judiciary, with his career starting way back 1986 when he was appointed Quezon City RTC judge. Magdalo Representative Gary Alejano goes further. He thinks that Bersamin's appointment is a gift from the palace for siding with the administration on key issues. Among controversial cases that Bersamin favored in the Duterte administration include the extension of martial law in Mindanao, former President Ferdinand Marcos's burial at the Libingan ng mga Bayani, continuous detention of Senator Laila de Lima, and the ouster of former Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno. He also penned a decision acquitting former President Gloria Arroyo of plunder, as well as allowing former Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile to post bail for his plunder and graft cases. Despite all these, Bersamin maintains that he has exercised judicial independence in his decisions.
Sometimes I go in favor of the government, but in either time, I am doing it with the best lights that I was given by God. So, as far as the law is concerned, I was independent. When the time comes for me to give a vote, if it is a collegial court, or to render a judgment when I was still in the trial court, I always did my best to come up with a fair and legal and valid ruling. There are also many cases where the government loses, and yet you do not call that independence.
Bersamin did vote against the administration. The new Chief Justice penned the decision declaring some parts of the Aquino administration's disbursement acceleration program unconstitutional. He also sided with his colleagues at the SC to rule that the Priority Development Assistance Fund, or PDAF, is unconstitutional back in 2013. Bersamin will serve his post for 11 months before he hits the mandatory retirement age of 70 years old in October next year. For News 5, Marlene Alcaide, we are One News.